Hello everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about a little film called Smallfoot. It is about a yeti, voiced by Channing Tatum, who finds a person who he deems a Smallfoot. And then when no one believes him, he chooses to set out on a small adventure to prove that the Smallfoot exists. After some shenanigans, he finds the Smallfoot and brings him back to his village. And his village has the voice talent of Zendaya, Common, LeBron James, Gina Rodriguez, and Danny DeVito. And if I'm going to be honest, the only voice I recognized was Migo's father, who was voiced by Danny DeVito. I did kind of notice that James Corgan played the Littlefoot that Migo found, and his name was Percy Patterson, who is a failing crocodile hunter type person. Uh, Eventually, we find that for reasons that I'm not going to get into, the Yeti separated themselves from the humans, and that Percy has to go home. Eventually, they go home, and then more things ensue, and then we have the ending of the film. And I don't want to spoil it here, and some might consider what I've already said a spoiler. So, with that said, there's a lot of allegory in this film. It touches on some really deep stuff, especially for a family film, because at its heart, this is truly a family film. We have everything from animal preservation and coexistence between humans and the Yeti to what it truly means to tell the truth, what that can do to a society, what that can do to friendships. And it goes all the way to what can happen when knowledge is restricted and what happens when people start asking questions. Every, we get one scene in the film where the tribe leader, whose name is just the Stonekeeper, who's played by Common, takes Channing Tatum's character into the mountain and shows him that it's all a lie for the betterment of their society, so the humans don't kill them. And then we move on to what it means to question history and why things are the way they are, leading all the way full circle to what essentially is tell the truth, what that can take. There is humor. It's a family film. It's a humor, and I was pleased that it wasn't full of poop and fart jokes, because those I hate those type of that type of humor. But the humor was clearly meant for the younger audience. With there was one joke where the smallest Yeti, they get off away from their village by jumping off the mountain. So he's going, well, if I jump, this could happen. If I don't jump, this could happen. There's a lot of people down there. Well, on the bright side, you don't like people. And it made me smile, and this film did make me laugh in good ways, even though it was clearly centered, the humor was clearly centered around younger audiences. These two, though, all the allegory and the humor, they make for, they give this film a good foot to stand on for a family environment. You have things for the younger crowd, you have things for the older crowd, and it lets everyone relate to the film in some form or fashion. And the deepest part of it, not just the coexistence and what essentially changing history can do, but it goes into what friendship is and how you should treat other people and what happens when you treat other people poorly, what the other side of that coin looks like. It really gives that younger audience another way to look at things about what happens when you lie and how it can touch your friends and your friendships. With all that said, is it a film that I would tell you to take your family to? No, this is probably a film that is best served in the comfort of your own home, being able to enjoy your family and the space that you have. It's a family film first and foremost, and especially in the screening that I had, there were a lot of younger children speaking, and that can take away from your experience, even though you realize that this is first and foremost a family film. I do recommend that everyone in the family sees it because everyone can get something out of this. With that said, I would say that this movie it's worth a rental. Definitely worth a rental. So, have you seen Smallfoot? What are your thoughts? And please let me know what your feelings are on this film in the comments below. And until next time, have a great night.